discontent.
Thomas Frank, Abbi, the reaction is with you right here. You've got the floor. Thomas Frank out of the FA Cup.
Yeah, and I'd like him out of my football club as well, to be honest with you. I mean, I saw
it's kicking off.
Yeah, this has been having a little bit of
he's got blood on him.
This has had a little bit of needle
face,
since the Polinia and Rogers
the last
challenge.
thing after your injuries you need is suspensions from this.
Oh, it's
well. In all honesty,
here,
I don't
Abbi.
actually think I don't think Polinia started that.
Rogers is being led away by Solanke. It's Paulinho. He looks like he's got a cut above his right eye.
Is it a bruise or a cut? There was a
I
little
saw
bit of like
blood.
red line.
Yeah,
in there.
I saw some blood. Looks like to me, it's between Van der Ven and or Paulinho and Rogers.
It's to do with the Polinia and Rogers challenge from earlier on. There's been a lot of needle in it since then. Yuri Tielemans was also obviously stuck his head in at the time, but was still getting involved with Polinia as the last few minutes of the game was kind of ticking down. So look, the challenge is clean. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with the challenge. He went in with force, but that's the guy's job.
Yeah, and it's Morgan Rogers who gets the winner, Matty. He's clearly not happy about something. We'll obviously find out a little bit more about that as the two players get separated. But it's a great away win in the cup for Aston Villa, isn't it?
It is, and obviously we know, they came close last year, didn't they? They had a good run last year in the FA Cup. Emery, bit of a specialist in trophies, isn't he? So even with everything they've got going on, being outsiders in the title race and European football, I mean, just incredible job Emery's doing at Villa. And
yeah,
we'll
when you
talk
look
about
at where they were when he came in, right?
Yeah,
he's done such an exceptional job.
When you look at the Spurs players here, obviously they're being kind of rounded up here by Thomas Frank to go and appreciate the fans.
I mean, I'd love to know if there was booze, but I mean, I assume there was booze.
I'm sure there is. But James, when you look at these results on paper for Thomas Frank, it's a home defeat in the FA Cup, which adds on to the pressure that he's already, under. Could this be the end for him, this result?
Oh, I think it's, if not now, it's definitely going to be coming very shortly, because once you lose the faith of the fans to the widespread level now, like you heard it trickling throughout the season, more and more fans, because at first they wanted to back it, right? They sacked the guy who won the Europa League, but people wanted to get behind Thomas Frank. They really did. I do believe that. But then slowly more and more fans have been drip feeding out, and this was their last hope of really actually doing something this season. Even if you're not going to win it, at least get to a quarterfinal, get to a semi-final, give the fans something to celebrate and get themselves up for. And to fall down from being the champions of Europe, which they were last year, yes, the secondary string competition, to lose in the manner in which they are and the football they're playing, I think this is definitely spelling like it's going to be the end for Thomas Frank, because there's nothing to get out of it. At least if you were playing exciting football and you were getting knocked out and you were losing, you'd have something. But to play terrible football and go out of all competitions like this, I think the time's done.
Just looking at the fixtures for Spurs, I'll be all right there. They've got West Ham at home next Saturday, then you've got Dortmund at home on the Tuesday, a trip to Turf Moor the following weekend, a trip to Frankfurt after that, and then at home to Man City, who we actually have a good record against.
Is he going to get to that stage?
February's crazy, because in February you've got City at home, Man United away, Newcastle at home, Arsenal at home. So that's a big February, and there's big changes that needs to happen.
Well, again, look, the team is going to be what the team is going to be, because Maddison's not going to be back. Kulusevski, I couldn't tell you where the geezer is.
Where is that guy?
No idea.
No
idea. We don't get any updates.
No
clue. We hardly get any. I can't even remember the last time we really had a proper update on Kulusevski's injury. Obviously, Solanke's back now, but you're missing Kudus. You're missing Bergvall. So, look, I don't know, but what you're watching is what you're getting. It's not like there's players that are probably going to come in and make a difference. In all honesty, I mean, unless they're going to spend a lot of money in Jan, which we don't do. I think when it comes to Thomas Frank, I think what you said, James, he wasn't my choice, but I backed him and I wanted to back him. And even after the Chelsea game, which was appalling, right? Which seems so long ago now. I remember having an argument on the train back from Spurs that day. And I was like, look, give him time. It's not good how the performance was, but team is what the team is, blah, blah, blah. I only changed and went even more down the Thomas Frank, I can't do this, after the Arsenal game. And that was because of the level of the performance and the spinelessness of the performance. Chelsea, I could have given it a one-off. Maybe he didn't understand the severity of the game or the level of the hatred between the two teams. I don't know how you can't, but it's fine. But turning up at the Emirates and getting dunked on to that extent by the player you were also meant to sign. That's unforgivable for me. And it was just the lack, the spinelessness of it. And after that, I was like, I can't, because I'm not going to invest any more time in a manager I know is not going to work out at Tottenham. Now, arguably, most managers don't work out at Tottenham. So, fine, fair. But I felt like with Ange, I wrote out for Ange quite a lot. I really did. And that was because of the injuries. You know, this time last year, Ange had like 16 injuries. Okay,
and you had something to buy into.
I still had something.
Because even when he first started the first season, he actually started off really well.
He started off well, and obviously the injuries happened then, and then we still finished 5th, and you know, because of that, we went on to win the Europa League. So I still always had the jury out on what Ange was going to look like because of how much injury there was in those 2 seasons, which again caused a lot by probably the way that we played. But I didn't make up my decision on him until around April time, until we went to Chelsea away, and I saw a spineless performance. It always seems to be about Chelsea. But this, for me, I've got nothing to buy into. There's nothing. It's not even like I can say there's sparks or there's something, a little bit of light. Like, the only good thing about us is we've improved on set pieces. You know, we're not good at defending anymore. We're terrible in midfield. We've got no movement. And up front, obviously, we're completely invisible. So what am I trying to buy into here? What am I going to back this manager for?
There isn't much, because as you say, when you look at teams that are struggling, you need some fight. You need something to show behind you. And just to sum it up, if you were to lose to West Ham next week, they would be 10 points behind you. And this is West Ham, who have had a horrid season. So
I know.
If
somehow Tottenham got dragged into a relegation fight, we ain't making it out of it. I'm telling you.
There's no way you guys can.
If we did, well, you say that we finished 17th last year.
Yeah, but that's
if
because
we actually did, I know this team ain't got any balls to get out of it. I know that we will be going down.
I think the problem that you've got, the board's got, is that a lot of managers aren't going to move now, or there isn't a great caliber of managers out there until the summer.
Well, this is the thing.
Do they wait it out, or who's your interim guy? Do you know what I mean? Man, you're going to get Ollie at the wheel again, and
I don't know.
Chelsea are appointing rookies.
Genuinely, I really don't know the answer to that. I don't, because what is there to play for? Let's be real, guys. Champions League, do me a favour. We're terrible. Like, we've actually had an okay record in Europe, but do I think we're going to go and win the Champions League? Absolutely not. I don't think. I think that it's probably an abomination that we're still in it. You know.
Is the table looking good for you in the Champions League? Do you think we'll get through the knockouts? Or
we've got a good record in the Champions League. It's so strange. At home, we've got the complete reverse. Actually, we're actually really good at home. I don't know whether or not we'll get through or we won't get through or whatever, but I think that there's probably more of an opportunity in that. But we're not going to win it, so what's the point? And in terms of the league, what am I doing in that? Like, whether or not you sack him and you bring someone in for the rest of the season and just try and play better football and get higher up the table, yeah. But the players are still the same. I know it all doesn't fall on him. But what I'm watching, it could be better. Like, it could be set out better and you could have more movement. But the team is what the team is. So unless they're going to go all in and back him in Jan, which I highly doubt they're going to do, because that would cost you a lot of money, then I'm just going to sit here and watch what I'm going to watch and be miserable.
But if you do sack him now, in theory, and you bring someone in, it would only be like I think it would only be like a senior level kind of coach. Because any manager worth their salt is going to want to bring players in January, right?
Said he would come and do it.
Yo, bring we
will get relegated.
No, we wouldn't.
Yeah,
I'd love it.
You are not going wood to the very top. You're going wood to the very top.
I would fully have Harry Redknapp till the end of the season. That geezer was unbelievable for Spurs. I loved him.
He was.
2 of my favourite players of all time.
Nico, I've got a terrific little
Get the band back together. I love Nico Cranchaw, by the way. What an underrated player.
It's not 2008, Abbi.
Pavlyuchenko and that.
Yeah. But listen, another crushing defeat for Tottenham. It's at home in the FA Cup this time, and you have to say Thomas Frankie's on borrowed time. Unlike Keith Andrews, who gets another win today.
Oh, also, sorry. Apparently, both sets of fans tonight were both singing "He's an Arsenal fan," and both sets of fans were singing "You're getting sacked in the morning."
Oh, that's just game over, isn't it? When it's that bad.
Tottenham fans are singing that about their own manager.
They were singing "He's an Arsenal fan," Thomas Frank.
Oh my word!
Yeah,
I mean that is right. I mean, obviously we can't hear the game on here because copyright issues. But once Buendia slams that in, once Rodgers gets the second one in, I think the mood in the stadium, we know what it can be like at Tottenham. They can make a real ruckus and get behind the team, but equally, Matty, when things aren't going their way, I mean, and too right, they are more than entitled to with the money that they pay for their ticket, as Abbi has obviously said many times. But I mean, when it gets bad, it gets really bad at Tottenham. They're asking for their own manager to get sacked, essentially.
I mean, have we ever heard that from a fan base before, calling their own manager like a fan of the rivals? Like, and him obviously what he did with the cup. Yeah, exactly. I couldn't imagine it. At that point, it's just like I would walk if I was Frank. I'd be like, I'm not listening. I can't be doing this. But then obviously everyone just waits for the payout. So
yeah, I think the
He's
5-10 million
there.
will help with that.
He's definitely got some blood on his face, Palhinha, there above his right eye.
I missed that start of it.
I missed it again. Yeah.
Oh, I missed it again. I wish I could.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a
great,
crazy
mate. Look at
chant,
him.
crazy
Get
chant,
involved.
crazy atmosphere.
Yeah, sounds very
it-
toxic right now at Tottenham Hotspur.
It's a different level to toxic, I think, from like when Eric Dyer
Look
jumped
here,
in the stands. I
Yeah.
wanna
Nah,
see
that
him
was
play.
that was based
peak
on.
But
as
that
well.
was peak toxicity.
peak
That was
tox-
peak. This
peak
is
male
different. This is
toxicity,
yeah.
that.
That